Hey guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Gimp with Limp, and I'm here with just a quick update for Scramble Battle of Britain. It is coming soon. Crossing our fingers that it's very soon because I had a really good time with this demo that I played. But I've been keeping track of the dev updates that they've been doing. So I've got a couple of the videos brought up here. We're going to go through them real quick and kind of see what they've got going on. See, I've already got it skipped through the little introductory period, so we can just get right into the flight school. We're going to watch 4, 5, and 6, just to kind of fill out the video a little bit. But 6 is the one that I'm really looking forward to showing you.
This is lesson 4. I'm back today with the chalkboard because last lesson we talked about the physics of Scramble, and this time I'm going to walk you through our control scheme, including our turn, climb, assist. Every aircraft has 3 basic types of control surfaces.
And you should know this.
Pitch,
everyone who's playing this game should know this.
In the rear of the aircraft, and that points your nose up and down. To control roll, we have ailerons out on the sides of the wings, and that will roll your aircraft along its longitudinal axis. And to control yaw, which is pointing your nose left and right, we have a rudder. 3 control axes. It's hard to use for players who are not quite familiar with airplanes or piloting. And so to make Scramble accessible for anybody who wants to pick up a keyboard or a controller, we've created a control assist that we call our turn climb control assist. That simplifies aircraft maneuvering down to just 2 axes. It allows players to put in a climb input command.
Now, this is something I noticed when I did play the game, is that when I was moving the thumbstick, I wasn't as much, just rolling the aircraft because as you know, to turn with an aircraft, you roll it over and pull back, and that's how to make the turn. But it really did kind of control on just the 2 axes. If I pushed to the right, the airplane was going to the right automatically. So it was automatically kind of rolling and pulling back, going into the turn versus what you would expect from a more traditional flight, because it's not like that, right? This is not a flying the game. You're really not flying. You're controlling the aircraft for a very short period of time, just a few seconds. So you're just making that choice, pull up, dive, turn just a little bit. You're trying to get your guns on it. So I noticed that the control scheme was simplified to make it easy, and especially for those of us who are going to be playing on a controller, it made it a whole lot easier to control the aircraft. It kind of went where I wanted it to go just by inputting those very basic controls versus trying to worry about rolling the aircraft over, pulling it, pushing it back, whatever along those lines, like a traditional flight sim would.
And a turn input command on the up and down axis and on the left and right axis. Thanks for watching along during lesson 4, where we described the control scheme and our turn climb assist in
Yeah, they're little flight schools here, very short. That's why I decided to go ahead and do 3 of them. This one is talking about maneuvers. Just check it out.
Welcome to lesson 5, aerobatic maneuvers. Since the flight in Scramble is physics-based, we allow you to do complex maneuvers with your airplanes. Loops and rolls are the basic building blocks of each maneuver. But with the short turns of Scramble, you can chain these together to create much more complex maneuvers. Scramble provides fine control of the pitch, roll, and yaw axes of your airplane, so the fanciest pilots should be able to distinguish between an aileron roll and a barrel roll. Since Scramble simulates pilot physiology, your pilots are going to feel the consequences of your maneuvering. A long, tight loop might cause your pilot to black out, so you're going to have to try to fly it.
Yeah, and I did notice that too, and I like the fact that they've got that in there. You can't just do crazy maneuvers. If you are putting too many G-forces on your pilot, he is going to start to black out from lack of blood flow, and that's going to, occur when you're really cranking it down if you got the throttle up. And someone actually pointed that up and pointed that out to me in my previous little playthrough on it. I never adjusted the throttle when I was playing the demo version of the game. I just kept it full throttle the whole way through, which probably wasn't the best of ideas because I think that was part of the reason I blew one of my engines. But we'll see that in the next video.
Efficiently. Thanks for joining me on this lesson about aerobatic maneuvering.
All right, we got our last one, and this really gets into something I like about this because it talks about how they are simulating all the aspects of the aircraft. So all of it is modeled. It's not just like it's a single hit box. There are multiple hit boxes, so multiple different parts of the aircraft that can be affected by the rounds hitting it. Let's check it out.
This is lesson number 6, dogfighting and damage modeling. Last lesson, we learned about aerobatic maneuvering, which are the building blocks of controlling your airplane. And once you have learned how to manipulate your airplane, you can use that to develop tactics to maneuver yourself in position to score a kill in a dogfight. Dogfighting in Scramble is chaotic because we have a detailed damage modeling system. We model individual components and subsystems, and as they break or fail on your airplane, it'll change the capacity for your airplane to maneuver for the rest of the fight. Damage modeling is location specific for every plane, and once you start to see a plane leak white or black fluid, you know that you have a radiator leak. A radiator leak will eventually impact your engine. Your engine will produce less power, you'll have less thrust, your plane will start to lose speed. Every aircraft in Scramble has a unique aerodynamics model. And so a single engine plane, like a Spitfire or an ME-109, when they lose their engine, they'll be out of the fight. But a BF-110 has twin engines. So when it loses one engine, it'll just be able to limp home with a heavy yaw. Similarly, it has 2 rudders. So it can still fight and it can still yaw with some capacity. Even losing one of its rudders, it's just going to swing over to the side. Thank you for joining me.
And this is something that I noticed when I played the demo, and it really does simulate that. And one of the coolest aspects that I had in one of the fights, I had a couple of aircraft, and I think I was against just one ME on 109, but he had position on us, and he took out my first Spitfire right off the bat. Boom, he's gone. I'm like, no. And he comes around, and he ends up hitting my engine. I was spewing black smoke, not white smoke. And I was like, I know the engine's going to blow, but I had that little bit of time, right, where the engine was still running. It was chugging along. I had less power, but I was still a little bit more maneuverable than the 109. I was trying to get onto him, trying to find a way to bring my guns to bear on him. I'll pop the scene in here real quick. Oh, you ain't going to get me, fool. You ain't going to get me. You ain't going to get me. No. Oh, it nicked me. It nicked me. Lord help me. Tom Cruise, come for me, Tom Cruise. Save me. Okay, look, he's spiraling. Can I get on his 6? Go. Oh, we're turning our up, but we're smoking. I got out of his angle. All right, but we got to turn back a little bit. Oh, it's giving me no control. Oh, tell me I lost my control. Oh, God, I blacked out. But so did he. I think I might be all right because he's heading down. Oh no, did he pull it out? All right, here we go. We're going back around. We both regain consciousness, but I've got altitude now, and he doesn't. He's a boom and zoomer though, and I am hurt. Yeah, I can't shoot him, but we're gonna have to try to do this as a glider. We got one chance. Here we go. Oh, he's going up. He's going vertical. See if I can ram him at least. Trying to. Here we go. Let's go. Yep. He's coming around. I'm a dead man. Where's he at? Oh, it kind of isn't yet. Oh, my engine blew. Look, I was trying. God, I was trying. But unfortunately, as you see, it did not work out like I was hoping, which was for me to, get some type of shot or ram him or do something to take him out. Instead, ultimately, my aircraft ended up dying. The engine died, and that was it. It counted as a kill for the enemy. But this can take this game from good to great if you do have to worry about that aspect of not pushing it to the limit, right? Because the most valuable resource you might have in this game might not be your planes, but it might be the pilots. Because if you have a pilot that you've had over a campaign who's built up experience and kills, and he's really good at fighting, well, if his aircraft takes a little bit of damage, you might not want to push it. Maybe, hey, living to fight another day is a better choice in turning and bailing while your aircraft's still in the air versus trying to push it towards the final end no matter what. Like, no, try to bail out in the water or eject. I'm sure they've got to have something along those lines. I swear one of them, I saw one of the 109s pop a parachute. So maybe the ability to bail out is going to be in this game. I think that would be a good choice to have. Something like that to where you can try to preserve your pilots. Maybe not the plane, but the pilot. That way you retain that experience level, and it's really going to put that choice to you, right? Like how much are you going to push it, and you could see having that really exciting moment. Your plane shot up, it's really damaged, but you just squeak out and you get that last kill right before your plane dies out, and then your pilot bails and you're able to rescue him. And hey, you're still in the fight. And you've retained that experience level of that pilot. But it is good to see that they are showing a lot of support for this game. They've got a lot of these dev diaries coming out where they're talking about it, everything that they're working on. And something I've always noticed when it comes to games like this, and it's the same way. It doesn't matter if it's board game or digital game, doesn't matter what it is. If a publisher is willing to let the public get their hands on a little piece of it ahead of time, whet their appetite with that little taste of it, that shows me that they're confident in the product that they're bringing out because they're willing to let third parties see it, try it out, and experience it for themselves. And like you guys saw in my previous video, as soon as I got my hands on it, I was just tickled pink, having a great time with it. So I'm really anticipating this one turning out really well. So if you're into the air combat game, and especially if you like games like Blood Red Skies or the board game version, stuff like that, where you're controlling your aircraft for that just small set period of time, you're trying to outmaneuver the enemy. This one is just gonna blow your minds. You really owe it to yourself to take a look at this. But you guys stay tuned. I promise you, as soon as it does release or I get any more heads up time with it, I will be putting that up so you guys can see how the game is turning out. All right, that's going to be it for me. Y'all take care. I'll catch you in the next one.